This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. Joel 3 and 10, and it reads, Beat your plowshares and the swords and the pointy hooks and the spears, and let the weak say, I am strong. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Kardash. Double honors to the elders, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to y'all out there. And this is a news article. This was recently. This was recorded and published yesterday from RT.com, alternative world news around the world. And it reads, North Korea leader orders a new ICBM and large nuclear arsenal. Pyongyang needs overwhelming military power to protect its sovereignty, Kim Jong-un says. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un has called for the countries to develop a new intercontinental ballistic missile, which is a ICBM, and boost its nuclear arsenal, amending rising tensions on the Korean Peninsula, the state-run media reports. Pyongyang requires an overwhelming military power to defend itself against Washington and undoubtedly enemy Seoul, which is South Korea, trying to isolate the stiff North Korea and lure in the U.S. Nuclear assets deployed in South Korean territory, Kim said in a Sunday, according to the state-run KCNA news agencies, during a meeting of the ruling Workers' Party of Korea, the WPK. The country leader insists that a new ICBM capable of a quicker nuclear counter-strike must be developed by North Korea. Kim stressed the importance of mass production of tactical nuclear weapons, saying in a exponential increase of the country's nuclear arsenal will be the main aim of North Korea as a defense strategy in 2023, the KCNA reported. Pyongyang is also planning to launch its first military satellite at the earliest date possible, and this is the final stages of developing its agencies added. On Saturday, Kim praised the country's defense industry of developing 30 new 600mm super large missile multi-rocket launchers to the military. He describes the nuclear capability system as the country's core offense weapon, which can strike anywhere in South Korea with surprise and persistent launches. We have declared a resolute will to respond with nuke for nuke in an all-out confrontation for an all-out confrontation, he warned as a quote by the KCNA. And you know who he's directing that to. Salakia, brother gave me some food. Salakia, what I meant to say was, let me reiterate that. You know who he's saying this to. He's saying that, sending that warning to. He's sending that warning to South Korea, Japan, and the United States as well too. It says we have declared a resolute will to respond with a nuke for nuke in an all-out confrontation. For an all-out confrontation, he warned, as quoted by the KCNA. North Korea carried out a record number of missile tests in 2022, some of which involving the ICBMs. And it says, according to the calculations by Western media outlets, and it has already fired a short-range ballistic missile off its east coast in the early hours of the new year. Washington and Seoul has claimed that the North Korea is gearing up for its first test since 2017. It says South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol warned on Sunday that North Korea will continue its nuclear and missile provocation, insisting that Seoul's military should respond to such moves will carry retaliation, according to his officials. On Monday, Pyongyang sent 5 drones on South Korea's territory, with Seoul responding by flying 3 UAVs into the North Korean airspace. South Korean Defense Minister Lee Jong-un took parliament on Wednesday that President Yoon of South Korea has ordered him to come up with a tit-for-tat response if that means to risk of escalations. It says tensions have been on a rise between the two neighboring countries of South Korea and North Korea. Yoon came to power in May of last year and declared a peace through strength, which didn't happen, policy which is based on furthering boosting military ties with the U.S., which that did happen. In late December, Seoul announced an increasing its joint drills, right? Because I remember that they was having discussions. They was going to increase once again their military cooperation with one another of South Korea and the United States. They was going to boost up their military drills with the current tensions that they have with North Korea. And it says in late December, Seoul announced an increase in joint drills with the Americans, with 20 such exercise planned for the first half of 2023 alone. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. As the normal, usually scripture that I always bring out. For giving me this opportunity to bring these scriptures out. This is Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right, because we're going to see the increasing more and more build-up and escalation between these nations. That's why you're seeing that rumors of wars are heating up, just like it heat up from the year 2022, and it's going to increase, and it's going to follow all the way into 2023, and it's going to build up more and more and more between these nations going against one another. And it says Matthew 24 and 7, and it reads, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? Like I mentioned before, the rise and increase of the nations rising up against one another with their nuclear capability against one another. As you see, Kim Jong-un made that announcement that he wants to upgrade his nuclear capability, upgrade a high increase of these ICBM missiles, as he mentioned in his conference addressing the nation of January 1st, 2023. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying of this news article was recently that I just brought out, along with the scriptures as well too, in reference to this news article. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akarkadash. Double honors to the elders who preach the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and the ball.